Question number 14. What embarrasses you? Probably the fact that because of a hormonal situation I got with myself, I sweat a lot, and I end up getting a little bit stinky from time to time, and I really hate that. I mean, I don't even have to be out in the heat, in the Florida heat. I can be in an air-conditioned environment and end up sweating if I do too much activity and stuff like that, and I hate it. It really embarrasses me to get aromatic, sort of, let's put it that way. Question number 15. If you could try a job for a day, what would you try? I'd probably love to do something in, like, astronomical stuff, like a NASA monitoring computers or looking through telescopes, that kind of thing. Always fascinated by, the cosmos and everything like that. And, yeah, I'd love to do that. Question number 16. If you could learn a random skill, what would it be? Definitely would be something languages-oriented. I would love to be able to be like Hoshi Sato from Star Trek Enterprise, who had an ear for languages and within minutes, within hours, could pick up entire languages and all different kinds of sub-languages and everything like that, from Spanish to Italian to Japanese. I would love to be able to read and speak other languages, absolutely. Especially being a writer, I could translate my own works and stuff like that, which would be phenomenal. Question 17. What's the first thing you notice about a person? Well, it's a two-part thing. One is usually, the face, what a person's face looks like is immediately, especially with attraction, whenever I'm looking at someone I'm attracted to, face is always first and foremost the thing I notice. But it's also a matter of mannerisms in the way somebody talks. I can always sort of get a beat on the way a person is, whether it's going to be somebody in line with the way I am or somebody I'm not going to want to be interested in or talking to, whether friendship or anything. I've always had that ability. I don't know exactly why, but yeah, I always notice the mannerisms, the way they talk, and their face, the appearance of their face first. Question 18. Would you kill an innocent person if it saved a dozen other people? This one's a toughie because, on the one hand, you think from the moral high ground, well, yeah, if it meant, one life for dozens, but at the same time, I don't think I could be a killer. I don't think I could take someone's life, and I wouldn't want to play God like that, sort of going back to a value. Speaking of Star Trek Enterprise, one of the things Captain Archer in that show had to weigh was the idea of, manipulating a whole planetary culture because nature was taking its course and the greater power was actually the one that was, facing extinction. I don't think I would want to be responsible for making that decision and having the ramifications of that put upon me for all time. Question number 19. What are a couple of your favorite websites besides YouTube? Hands down, the one I spend the most time on, probably Facebook. Following that, DoctorWhoTV.co.uk and maybe comicbookmovie.com, just for a threefer. Question 20. If someone made a movie about your life, who would you want to play you? I don't know. Robert Downey Jr. Question 21. Is there anything purple within 10 feet of you, and if so, what? The top of my pet katydid's cage, it's actually my sister's pet, but he's been hanging out in my room for a little while, is actually a sort of shade of purple, and so yeah, there you go. Question 22. Grab a book, open it up to page 12, and read the fourth line down. I actually have a book right by my bedside. Give me a sec. It is the Star Trek Corps of Engineers, by the way, what's past the final printed version of, the books. They compiled all the e-books and novellas that had been done digitally and actually printed it and published it. So, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, fourth line down. Still, in the years he'd known Dr. Catherine Pulaski, she had never been one to stand on ceremony. It wasn't her job to play the diplomat. Next Generation reference. Question 23. How many keys are on your key ring? I just happened to grab them. I've never counted them, actually, before I sat down to record this, so I'm going to do that right now. As you can hear, the jingle-jangle of my keys. Not counting the little button presser thing for the door locks on my dead car that's been dead for about a year. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, mailbox key, 5, safe box key, 6, and yeah, so it looks like I got 7, the last of which is actually the keys to a set of handcuffs. Don't ask. Question 24. Say your name backwards. This should be pretty interesting. Let me see if I can actually do this. Your name backwards. Wow, actually managed to do it. Question 25. What famous person's ghost would you not want to have haunting you? Whew. Off the top of my head, I don't know. First name comes into mind, Patrick Swayze, I guess. I hate that movie Ghost. So, question 26, finally the last question on here. If you were on a desert island with 3 famous people, who would they be? And I assume that means who would you want them to be. And so I'm going to cover my bases with a couple of crushes and some entertainment value. First would be Jennifer Love Hewitt. Big-time crush. Always had a crush on her since Party of 5. The next would be the singer Anai, because she's awesome, and she has a great voice. I love, the musical entertainment aspects of that. And Robin Williams would probably be my third, because he would have me laughing my ass off in even the most dire circumstances. And so, entertainment value with music, laughing, comedy, and 2 potential chances at romance. So, yeah. Otherwise, that'll be, the completion of my first part in answering the 200 subs contest submission requirements, answering 26 questions as best as I could, as quickly as I could, and onward to part 2. Stay tuned.